Sorry, guys. I was on mute. I'm sorry. My bad. All this work to get it. All this work. That's why I've got the comments open. So, do you know what? I was trying to be smooth. I was trying to be slick. I was trying to make this sexy. And that didn't work. Okay. Anyway, welcome. Let's take that again. Welcome. Hi. I hope you can hear me. Well, I've pressed the mute button. So, okay. Right. Yes. Welcome to a live edition of Hey Lamb. So we have the regular podcast going out every Friday, but I did say it was on Mariah's anniversary. We did a live one, and I said every so often, maybe once a month, I want to do a live edition because it's just different. Because recording a podcast, we take breaks and we have like a topic maybe we've like pre-discussed or at least pre-selected. But I like doing a live version because we can just chat, we can just kiki, and you guys are there in the comments. We see you. So thank you to everyone who is here straight away. We have literally just gone live, but let's just go around the room. So beneath my little window, I've got Will from Manchester. Hey, Will, how you doing?
How are you guys? I'm good. Excited today.
And Will has been on the podcast twice. The second episode was yesterday's one. So you were there chatting with me and Taz, first of all, about Mariah's UK album chart statistics and situation. And then yesterday it was singles, and that was with Tyrone, who is next to you on the bottom row there. Hey, Tyrone, how you doing?
Hey, I'm all right, thanks for having me.
Welcome to a live edition. So yeah, we've done a couple of podcasts because you had your own one. So people will remember Tyrone hopefully from his episode of Hey Lamb, which was episode 5. She do wear good hair, and we talked all about the wiggery and everything with Mariah. And so Will and Tyrone met on yesterday's edition of the podcast. We're chatting about UK singles. And then next to me, we have got NAYTH, who I'm sure you guys know because NAYTH has been on my channel many, many times. If you don't know, where have you been? Because NAYTH has had his own interview. He hasn't been on the Hey Lamb podcast just yet because we're only 8 weeks into the Hey Lamb podcast. That's brand new. But you've been busy and you are invited. You know it's going to happen. But NAYTH is probably the most featured guest on my podcast, on my channel.
Win an award?
On my channel. On my channel because you've been on the quiz series. I'm just picking up on the comments that the guests are echoey. So the only thing I can think is I'm the host, I'm broadcasting, and I'm not wearing headphones. So I'm going to be right back and grab some headphones and see if that makes a difference. Maybe there's feedback my end. So you lambs, just chat amongst yourselves with a little bit of an echo until I'm back. We'll try and get this fixed, all these issues.
We're going back to Mariah's time of being a hairdresser until it's called Echo. Come on, it's a Mariah podcast. If you're not late, it's the saying, you either arrive late than ugly. Well, I shall bear that in mind. I was early.
Okay. Let me just get connected. We'll get this sorted out. Right, bear with. I was so determined today was going to be smooth. I've put time into these new templates that we've got and everything. So it sounds like people can hear me okay, but you guys are echoing. And that's something you guys were saying as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just changing my connection quickly. That should be fine. Done.
Okay, I think I'm in. Everyone just give me a quick hello.
Hello.
Okay, I've got the gang. I've got the gang in my ear. Guys in the comments, let us know if that's any better for you.
Fingers crossed.
Getting some feedback.
Yeah. Tyrone, tell everyone what you've been doing today. Let's get you speaking and let's test this audio.
I went. What was my day like? I went to the gym this morning. I'm rambling here. I made a wig this morning, and then I went to the gym. I came back, made another wig, made a video, and now I'm here with these lovely people.
Oh. Wonderful. That sounds good for me. But yeah, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on the comments, guys. I'm seeing, someone says, okay, Jennifer says so much better. Okay, right. It's better, says Almighty Alan. Okay, guys, okay, so we're not using Zoom. we're using a different software. I've used this. Zoltan, thank you. Zoltan said it's better. Okay, perfect. So, okay, noted. I have to wear headphones when I'm hosting. So it was me. So I feel bad when you guys were saying, it's a bit echoey, it's a bit echoey. I was saying, no, it's fine for me. But I was causing echo for all of you because I wasn't wearing headphones. Okay. So no, we've got, okay, so we tried to be smooth. We had a little opening and then I was talking to myself because I was on mute here and then we went into the guests. Okay, so it's taken us a hot minute, but we've actually got it all sorted now. So guests on the screen, do you have a little pop-up? Do you have like a little comments window? Can you see the people that are commenting on the side?
Yeah, I can see them all.
I can't. No, oh, yes, I can.
Jennifer
Oh, you
Legend,
can.
I can see
Excellent.
Almighty Alan.
Okay. So I have, because I see things very differently, because I'm hosting, I've got my soundboard, because I've got little things like this.
Need a moment.
I can play if I want to.
So basically, you're Mariah and we're the backup singers
I
today.
don't know her.
Well, welcome to my channel.
Yeah.
I'll back you up, you know, when I'm on your channel or you're on your Instagram live. So I think we're over the technical difficulties. Thank you everyone for bearing with us. This is a learning curve. This is only the second time I've done a live stream with this software. And look, we've already got graphics and whatever. So we're going to be here for an hour or so. When we get towards the end, we are going to play a round of spin, pin or bin from the podcast. And we can, throw that at the group here. We can throw that to you guys as well. So if you guys have got any topics or questions, anything that you want to throw at us, things that we should be discussing, then let me know. I can actually pull comments from the comments box and put them on screen. So we do need to discuss a few things. First of all, Will, just before we went live, you said Mariah's been really active on Twitter today. So for anyone that's joined us that hasn't been on Twitter, just so I can catch my breath, you tell everyone about it because she has been active.
She's been very active. I think it's been a long time since she's actually been this active. So many different tweets and so many viral tweets as well. So many of them get more likes than normal. And I actually noticed that she was trending. I think she was like the 5th or 6th trend.
I was going to say, wasn't she trending today? Just a few hours ago.
Yeah.
But how many tweets did she actually send? It wasn't a lot, was it?
There's been quite a few, but there's about 4 or 5 today, which is quite a lot from Mariah.
4 or 5. Oh, actually, yeah. And there was the one about the puppies chewing a lamb toy.
The one about the whole shake it off video. Did you see the shake it off video that somebody did?
Yeah, was that the first one? I think maybe that was the first one because that one caught my attention because I've been working from home and I've been next to my laptop, and you get that ding ding ding. Yeah. Mariah's just tweeted, and that was fun. I like it when she's interacting with people like that.
I think I saw a tweet that said that she was joking when they were like hearing from a lawyer.
Oh yeah, I think there's like
a lot of pay for that.
Well,
people commenting underneath.
Yeah, I think like technically, like they shouldn't be doing that, but she's kind of like, it's kind of like you shouldn't be doing that, like that. But I think it's kind of like tongue in cheek. I don't think she would tweet about it in like a laughing manner and then actually go to her lawyers. But I think it's fun. I think it's she's got a good sense of humor.
I didn't see any of it.
Okay, so oh god, yeah, Tyrone, you're not on Twitter. So yeah, so I don't know the details of like who it was, whatever, but it was like a group rapping over "Shake It Off," like they're going to the melody, and I think was it the actual music as well?
Yeah.
And the chorus was like I can't remember what the lyrics were, but it's very similar. The lyrics were very similar as well to the chorus. They're
essentially covering "Shake It Off," but making it like
Wasn't
a rap
it called
track.
"Let It Off" or something?
Oh, was it?
Let It Off, that was it. Yeah.
So I only know about it because Mariah like quote tweeted it and put it because I think they said Mariah has 24 hours to respond. And then she was like, how about you've got 24 hours to get to hear from my lawyer or something like that. So she took it and she had some fun with it in like typical Mariah way.
But then I wouldn't dare like rewrite a Mariah song, which I have done in the past, but I wouldn't dare like record it and tweet it to her. I'd keep it to myself.
It was ballsy, wasn't it? To like literally
Yeah.
go, look what we've done to your song, and you've got 24 hours to respond. I'm like, wow, okay. I mean, they got it. It worked. They got her attention, and it's bringing
Maybe that's
attention.
what I need to do.
I actually watched it all unfold. I watched it all because I seen the video live yesterday, seen everyone tweeting about it yesterday, like saying, Mariah, you need to respond to this, Mariah, you need to respond to this. So I actually, there's a bit of tea here, actually. I've got a bit of tea to spill. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but so basically he got in touch with Questlove, because you know that Mariah and Questlove are like really, I've got a good relationship at the minute. He got in touch with Questlove, he went into his DMs and he like tweeted out screenshots, and he said, can you get in touch with Mariah and see if she'll clear this sample?
Oh wow.
So he replied, and the guy has put the screenshots, you can actually see it on Twitter if you go and search for it, saying it's almost a done deal. I've been in touch with Mariah, she thinks it's hilarious kind of thing, she's a prankster, but there is some bad blood with Sony, so there's some issues to sort out on their side. That's what Questlove tweeted back. So if anybody knows what the bad blood is between Mariah and Sony, there's definitely a lot of people have clocked onto that tweet because they're saying, what's this bad blood? What's this bad blood? So that's interesting. I don't know if, because Shake It Off is actually with Universal and Def Jam, but I don't know if Sony have bought the rights, or I don't know how it works, but Questlove said this initially.
I don't know how it's worked since she's moved back to Sony. What's happened with, you know, who owns what, and, you know, if they bought her catalogue. I don't know. Guys, bear with. I'm just going to take a quick little photo to show that we are live, because I want to put this on my Insta and get people to come and join us. So I'm going to tag you guys that are with me.
My pose.
We need to let the people, because we're just settling in. We're just getting comfortable. We're going to get comfortable, and then we're going to get stuck in. We need to talk about the Pride merch line, because that was a bit of a random drop.
Priced. They're not too expensive. I was thinking they were going to be a lot, but they're quite that. They're all right.
I just wish that there was a UK store. That's the only thing I hate being about British, is the fact that it's so hard getting Mariah merch.
Her UK store sucks.
I've held off buying it at the minute because I feel like it's not a limited. I don't feel like it's limited stock at the minute. I feel like they're going to print, or they're going to make as much as they sell in the pre-orders. But I'm wondering if they're going to do what they've done in the past and add it in the UK store later. Yeah,
because she does have an official UK store, but it's just abysmal, isn't it? It's not. Yeah. Oh, yeah, darling. Yeah. So some of the vinyl was added. It's not. There's like nothing there. But technically, it's her official UK store, but it is not the one. I order everything from her US store.
I always come late.
But they release things on the US store, and then like Will, you can like choose to like maybe wait and see what goes up on the UK version, but it will never be half of what's on the US store.
I need that Loverboy t-shirt.
Okay, so yeah, I want to go around like, what do you guys like and what did you buy? So let's start with, okay, Nath, okay, you like everything, but have you ordered anything? If not, what's like your top item, your top 2 items? So
I have to wait for payday. However, if I could afford it, I'd order everything. But off the top of my head, I would want the Loverboy t-shirt, just because of the iconic. Just because it's such a big moment in her career, and I love the fact that she's owning it and like seeing not the funny side of it, but you know, she doesn't really. She's written that chapter and laid it to rest. Yeah. The shade fan, even though I'd never use it, or if I did use it, it'd be very annoying. The mask. A face mask. I'd love a Mariah face mask, because, you know, we're in very important times, and it'd be nice to, you know, commemorate that. Yeah. With a Mariah mask. Yeah. And the hoodie as well, the Mariah hoodie with the butterfly, and because I have that butterfly tattooed on me now, it's kind of a special thing. Just to throw that in there.
There's a good selection. I'm with you with the Loverboy. I did order the Loverboy one because that's just fucking iconic. And I tweeted like, this is iconic, with a photo, and that's reached like 60,000 people, that tweet, through all the likes and comments and retweets. And I did order the fan because, like you know, my eye went straight to it. I don't know how much I'm going to use the fan. Depends on what the weather's like here in Britain this summer. But that's all I've ordered at the minute. I've ordered the the Loverboy tee and the fan. Tyrone, what have you ordered? What are you fancying? What do you reckon?
I haven't ordered anything. I'm not one for lambs don't hate me. I'm not one for Mariah's merch. Like, I like it, but I wouldn't buy it.
I get it.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah, but listen, when she releases albums, I have Spotify, but I still go and download the album. She still gets my hard-earned money. I still buy the album, but I listen to it on Spotify, so she's getting the plays. So I support her that way. But clothes, does she have tank tops? Maybe I'd wear it to the gym. Yeah, I'll wear it. Yeah, I would wear it. Yeah, if I had like a Pride rainbow.
If I went to the gym
maybe,
and saw somebody wearing a Mariah tank,
do you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Does she have in her new line? Are they tank tops? Did she bring
Make
any
one.
out? I suppose. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Guys, Mariah, hot news. But yeah, 60 seconds ago, breaking news here on the live. Mariah's just tweeted about her and Whitney.
She missed it.
Oh, it's a clip.
I don't know. We really have been counting.
It's just them in an interview. Mariah's like, I don't know, and neither do you. So she's brought back a little Mariah-ism there. She's brought one back. I don't know, and neither do you. Nathan and I were talking about that. And she tweeted half an hour ago. I don't know, and neither do you. She's having some fun on Twitter. She's really active on Twitter today.
I told you she's very active today.
Oh my gosh!
She actually did a bit of a shady thing today. I don't know if I should bring it up, but I'm going to anyway. She actually she actually liked a tweet that was very shady towards Jennifer Lopez.
She did, didn't she?
That was. She woke up this morning and she chose violence because that was the first thing she did this morning on Twitter. And then ever since then, she's just been on one. It was actually a diss to Tommy Mottola, actually, because it's Michael Jackson saying about how Tommy Mottola was like ruining people's careers. He said he was racist. She said he said he was racist, and he said that he's basically getting new artists to kind of like bin off old artists, which was obviously a dig at J-Lo for Mariah. And Mariah liked the tweet, so she's obviously, and ever since then she's not stopped tweeting all day. So
maybe it's not her.
Maybe it's about her. Mariah, no. MJ would never diss Mariah.
Yeah, she's been so active. I'm flicking through the comments, guys. Actually, you guys are really, really chatty, which I love. How do I? There we go. Okay, so here's how I can bring them in. Let's discuss this. So we're talking about merch briefly. I do want to hear from Will what you like as well from this. So tell us quickly, Will, before we get into this question, what you like from the Pride merch.
So, John, I've been waiting for a long time to get an official Rainbow album cover t-shirt because I actually don't have one of them. And for me, that album cover is iconic. So as soon as I seen that she was selling that on an official store, I'm snapping that up straight away.
Yeah.
I want the flag because hopefully she's going to do Brighton Pride, and I'm going to fully intend on sprinting that flag everywhere.
Do you think she'll do it?
I don't care.
I hope she'll do it. She was never going to do it this year. I never had her down in my head to come back because I thought this would happen. Like, how can you bank on it happening? I feel like it's going to be something that we're going to watch now for a few years, Brighton Pride, because she kind of not owes it to us. She doesn't owe us anything, but because it was going to happen and she announced it, I think they're going to try and get her back, and she'll want to do it. So I'm just going to keep an eye every year. I never thought it'd be 21, but maybe 22, 23, 24. I don't know when, but I think in the next 5 years she'll try and do it.
I think they're pushing quite a few artists back. Like, I was meant to see Celine Dion last year, then they pushed it to this year, and that they pushed it to next year. Now I think it's 2023. Her tour was being, so they're pushing everything back like crazy.
Wow.
Damn you, coronavirus.
Hey, Gia Paro has just joined us. Okay, so Davion Fleekstone She should bring back the honeybee fly shirt. Justice for the honeybee fly shirt, darling. Okay, so quick story with the honeybee fly shirt. She was in London, March 2003, promoting Charm Bracelet. Specifically, I believe it was the Boy I Need You single. I think it was on the trip where she did GAY as well in London. And I was in her hotel chatting with her management because at the time I was running MariahCareyUK.com, and I went in with a few friends and people that were helping with the website, and we were having a little chat with her management. And then as we finished that little chin wag and we came down they pulled us inside the hotel. As we came down one wing of stairs, Mariah just randomly appeared on the other side, and she was just leaving to go about her schedule that day. But we came down and met each other in the foyer, me and my friends. And it's when she's wearing that double denim look, and she's got the jacket, and she's got the pink t-shirt underneath with Honeybee Fly. Now, Honeybee Fly had not been announced. We hadn't heard that she was going to use that nickname for the fan club name. We didn't know anything, and we certainly hadn't seen the logo. And my eyes went straight to it, and I remember saying, "Oh, Mariah, I love your shirt." And her face lit up. She was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And we just thought, "Oh, that's cute." Like, she's wearing a nickname from, like, what was it, the Honey remix or whatever? Like, that's cute. And then as things, not unraveled, but, came to pass, that was the name of the fan club. So I do remember that. But I think what they mean about the Honeybee Fly one was the membership t-shirt. Did you guys remember those? I
remember that.
It was white, wasn't it?
Honeybee Fly still a thing?
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. I think technically Honeybee Fly is still there. It's just not doing anything because fan clubs what you were meant to get during from the fan club, you get now on social media in terms of access and blah blah blah. But I think you still need to, be paying for like a Honeybee Fly pass to get like early pre-sale, for concerts and things, which obviously is not.
And also that day you met her, is that when she did Graham Norton?
It was that trip maybe. I know
because I know she's wearing double denim then.
She had the blue top on then, and her hair was different. I think it might have been the same week. Yeah. Jennifer. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It was white shirt, blue sleeves, like 3/4 length sleeves, I think, up to like the elbow. And then it had the Honeybee Fly logo, and then the cartoon of her on the front. And when you finally got your membership card and your membership pack, you got the t-shirt. That would be a fun retro moment.
We need her to bring back the animated Mariah, like in the Heartbreaker video.
She does on tour, because it's there in the background, isn't it? But I think,
But I mean, like in a video, like a proper, like...
Yeah. I'm kind of... I don't know. I'm kind of, like, torn, because I'd be like, oh, it's retro. Oh, she's... I think for me, it would feel like a throwback moment. I don't know if it's going to work for, like, something new.
And
but never say never. I'm kind of done with Bianca. I'm not a Bianca stan. I'm sorry.
I love Bianca.
It's fun.
Never done with Bianca.
But I even cringed
when... Didn't she technically kill her off?
Oh, I hope so. Remind me.
In the Boy I Need You video.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, but then, but when she bought, she was there in the... Oh, we have another... Okay. Sorry, I've got another... We have someone else joining us. Bear with. I was actually ready for an extra bonus guest. So, okay. We've had technological issues, but if I press this button, we should go from a foursome to a fivesome with Taz from Ireland, which once he takes himself off mute can participate. But welcome, Taz. I've still got you on mute, darling. You're still on mute. Absolutely nothing in the right ear. Nothing at all. Okay, so there's Taz's hand. He's going to sort out his mute situation. Taz, when you're off mute, I'll let you know. But you're still on mute. You might have to leave and come
just
back.
To let you guys know, I have my iPad here with this open, and everyone looks really clear on screen.
Good.
What you guys should know.
Thank you. I've got my...
That's why I keep looking here. Sorry if I keep looking around, making sure we all looking the part.
Of course. No, I've got my phone here because honestly, this is new for me. Like, this is new software. The fact we've got, 5 of us on screen. Taz is left for now.
This is a new experience for me.
This is new. This is new.
I haven't got my key light, my proper key light. I haven't,
Taz, I think we have you.
Hey.
Hey, we can hear you. Welcome to the party. How are you doing, Taz?
No one else can see him. Oh, you can see him now.
Taz, can you hear us?
It's really choppy here. Could be my signal now.
I think if anything, it's your signal. I'm gonna get the comments up so I can see everyone. Okay, cool. Okay, Taz, how was your son's 13th birthday?
13 already.
Oh yeah, it was good fun.
Great
Never had a fivesome. Not gonna lie.
Never had a fivesome until my channel. Oh, Gilbert Gonzalez. Hey, Gilbert. Hey, Gia. Hey, Ryan. I'm just catching up in the comments. Jennifer's still here. Nathan says, "Hey up, Taz." Hey, Nathan. I love seeing people that I recognize from comments on the YouTube channel and on social media and everything. So yeah, we had a few technical issues getting going, but we're here now. I think Taz has got a slightly jippy internet connection, so we'll bear with. Where were we? I'm sorry. We had a quick sidebar there.
The Honeybee Fly.
Honeybee Fly shirts. We had a comment, on merchandise. Taz, talking about merchandise, did you look at the Pride merchandise, Taz? Is there anything that you have ordered or maybe you would want to order? Can Taz hear?
My internet is so bad; it's just stalling all the time.
Oh, okay.
I will say on the screen, Taz is frozen. So the fact you're everyone in the comment section, they can't see him, that he's just frozen. But I think we're like everything I'm seeing on us on camera. There's a delay to them, but I think to them it looks live still. So listen, it don't matter. It's working.
We're doing the best. Okay, I've got it on my phone next to me, and I'm going to try and not look at it because then I get caught up in like the delay. Like we might say something, but it's not going to appear like publicly for like another 10 seconds. I'll leave this window open for Taz. He's going to try a few more times to come back in. So yeah, Honeybee Fly shirt, that would be fun. Is there anything in terms of like Pride merchandise that she hasn't put out that maybe you guys think would be cute?
I'm actually so happy that she's officially released the album cover on a t-shirt. Like, I know she did it back when they did the tour, the Rainbow Tour, but I never actually got that, so I was waiting for that. I know you can buy one off like unofficial sites, whatever, but I was waiting for an official one. So that was what I was really happy for.
I had one made for Lincoln Pride, but that was in a past life, so I don't acknowledge that time anymore. So.
I didn't order the rainbow one, and I'm kind of kicking myself. If I do go back and get something, maybe that will be the one I add. I'm just going to come back to here for now because Taz has disappeared. Maybe, the rainbow one, because like you guys said, like we've been waiting a long time for her to actually do that. Like, NAYTH, you had to make your own one. And I'm like, oh, actually, if I snooze on that, am I going to regret it? Like 6 months from now, a year from now, quite possibly.
The thing that I was really shocked about with the Pride merch is that she did one with her body.
Yeah, wasn't that interesting?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, I kind of really want that.
Yes, I did enjoy that actually.
Would you guys wear it though? Because I was like, that's really freaking cool, but I want to
wear it ironically.
I don't think I would.
Because that's the only time I'm going to have a cinch waist.
I'm looking forward to seeing other people wear it and see how it looks, but I was like, I'm not brave enough to order that for myself. We've got Taz again. I think we're just wrestling with this internet connection. We'll see how we go. Taz, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect.
This seems a little better. Yeah. So Taz, while we've got you, what do you think of the Pride merchandise? What do you like? What are you ordering?
Well, I mean, I already own a Mariah thong, so from the Charm Blend.
Do you?
It's got a little gold butterfly on there. It's cute.
Why have I never seen this thong?
I'll put it out one of the days. But how
On your own
Did you say
Fine.
fan or fan?
Oh, we all spoke at once there. Say again, Taz.
I said, how on fire is Mariah today?
I know. Since we've been live, people are like, "Oh, she's tweeting. She's tweeting. I don't know, and neither do you." And she's tweeting about Whitney. And there's so much. There is so much.
And I love Brandy as well. I'm so excited. I really hope a Brandy collab comes along.
Oh my God, that was exciting. Will, talk to us about that because you had a little interaction, kind of, with Mariah today.
Well, basically, when I seen that tweet, I was just like, "This is a collab that we have all been waiting for." Like, a lot of people talk about background vocals, and when you talk about background vocals, people mention Mariah's name, people mention Brandy's name. That's kind of like a duet that's been a long time on the cards. So I tweeted and I said, "Listen, we've noted the date, we've noted the time. We are not going to let you forget this. Now we are going to keep harassing you until we get this collab." And she liked the tweet. So for me, that's confirmation it's happening. So if we are not going to let her forget that. No way. We are going to keep tweeting the day. No, come on now. You mentioned a duet with Brandy. You can't dangle the carrot and then not expect us to want it. So
Yeah,
He does do that a lot, though.
she does. Yeah,
Isn't it
she's
recently-
Mariah is definitely a carrot dangler.
she is a carrot dangler. She is a tease.
I feel like Brandy would want to do it as well, though. Brandy's retweeted the same tweet, so I feel like this is a collab. Whereas the Bruno Mars one, I don't know if Bruno Mars actually interacted with that. He didn't do it publicly, he might have done it privately.
Yeah, I didn't
Well,
see
I feel like-
anything.
Yeah,
I can
feel
see
Brandy's
Brandy
different.
doing that as well. Really, I think she'll be on board to really kind of get that. If she's like, "Hey, if you're serious, I'd love to," you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a confession that
I know what you're
I
gonna
got
say,
really
I'm gonna say- I think-
confused.
Oh,
What's
sorry.
your confession,
Sorry,
Nath?
sorry, go ahead. So my confession is that I got really confused when I saw that tweet because I was like, didn't Brandy like die a couple of like in the early 2000s in a plane?
I think
You
you're
do not
thinking
mean
of
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
You do not
then
mean
I thought,
Aaliyah.
yeah.
That was a Leo.
So I got really confused.
Oh my God.
Nath.
This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy.
Nath,
I
just a reminder, like we are live. I can't do you any favors by editing anything out. Whatever you say, you just, you know, it's
No,
out there.
but I just
You can't get the legends like that mixed up.
But
You've got
I've never
Brandy,
heard a song from
Aaliyah,
either
you've
of
got
them.
Whitney.
Do you know what?
These are the-
You guys are gonna hate this. I'm gonna say this. I'm not here for that duet. I'm not. I like Brandy's. I wouldn't ever go to a Brandy. I don't know any of her albums, their names. I'm not. I'll be
Me
happy
too.
if I
Her
can
music
hear it.
so good.
I'm not here
You should
for it.
I've never heard a Brandy song.
Like the Boy
Nath.
Is Mine is obviously classic.
Nath, you've
Boy Is
heard
Mine-
Brandy songs. You just can't name any Brandy songs. You will have heard Brandy
I
songs.
could name every single one.
I'm here Really? I'm not
Really?
here for it. I'll be like, oh, okay, it's cute, but
If you like
I'm not
Mariah
here
for
for
her layered vocals, you're gonna absolutely die when you hear Brandy's music because she
Brandy,
builds up that
yeah,
Jeez. Oh my
Layers.
god.
Okay.
layers of vocals.
I can't believe what I'm
yeah,
hearing.
right.
Comments.
well, but Mariah can sing though. Sorry.
I was actually blasting Brandy all week in my car. You know, I was
Really?
going back to
Oh
some of her-
no.
Well, we're not here to drag anybody. Let's play nicely, children. So what I'm hearing, Will, is that some of these children need educating. So,
I think so.
Completely.
but that's a good point.
Brandy is a legend, like absolute vocal masterclass. Whenever you listen to her album,
She's so underrated.
I'm not going to say that she's as good as Mariah, but she's definitely one of the best vocalists of all time, female. 100%.
Shout out to
After
friend of the
this, yeah,
channel.
unbelievable.
Shout out to friend of the channel, Jason Carter, who is in the live chat. And if you want to go somewhere
thanks,
with
yeah.
Brandy, Aphrodisiac, you gotta. Okay, we need to get you guys on some Brandy. But
Okay.
as Taz said, you all appreciate the wall of sound that Mariah builds with, you know, stacking vocals. And if you enjoy and appreciate that, which you do as a lamb, then that is a way you can go into Brandy, because she does that. So
It's one of my favorite things about her.
Will, I think,
Never Say Never is one of the greatest songs of all time.
Well, I'm going to
to
defer to you. Will, you'll know. I think you're like deeper in Brandy than I am. So I think I'll let you give the kids like the absolute go, because I'll go to the ones that I know and like. But
Will, send me
vocally,
some
if you're
songs
going
of
to
hers.
listen to a Brandy song, you need to listen to Almost Doesn't Count. So Almost Doesn't Count is like incredible. Or Have You Ever? That is like there's
Unbelievable.
so many. Aphrodisiac.
Okay.
Talk about our love. I could go on forever, but Have You Ever is like the one where you sit there and you're like, wow, this girl can sing. You definitely Have You Ever is definitely the one you need to go and listen to. Full
Yeah,
Moon,
covered
After
Brian
the live,
Johnson.
I'll check them out.
I'm agreeing with what Will is saying, but I can see Tyrone kind of like getting a bit stiff in his body language. Like Tyrone's heard it, but maybe he's just not here for it.
No, do you know, Brandy
album
can
is
sing, but like, when we're like, say Mariah's at a 10, oh God, don't hate me, Brandy's at a 6. Like, it's just not, I only listen to singers, but please, you know, I'm gonna
But I don't think you should compare their vocals, though. I don't think you should.
I appreciate her music, yeah.
I enjoy Brandy.
No, yeah, I suppose.
I think she's an artist. I love the texture. Like her voice, like does something to my brain that I just really, really love. But it's
Really?
not.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not Mariah. It's not vocals. It's not. I don't think you should compare the vocals.
Yeah. No,
Can I just say,
Brandy just doesn't hit the spot for me.
Oh, hang on, guys. We need to be careful all talking over each other because we're going to really annoy everyone. So I should do better at moderating. That's what I'm here for. Will, you said, can I just say something? Go ahead.
So for me, like obviously Mariah's my number one, but I do also look at other vocalists and be like, listen, they are just equally as talented, and they might not be able to like do the octaves that Mariah can hit, but they've all got their own individual talent. So you've got like your Brandy, who is incredible at background vocals. Like her voice is so smooth. You've got like, if you want to go way back, like obviously Whitney is up there. You've got Aaliyah. You've got Janet Jackson. You've got Toni Braxton. These are the people I want to see Mariah collaborate with because they are not similar voices to Mariah, but they would complement Mariah. I feel
Yes.
like you would. Whitney and Mariah, obviously, they had kind of a similar voice, but in terms of like Janet, Toni Braxton, Brandy, they would complement each other so well because it's so different. And now, if we get a duets album, which I would love, along with like Bruno Mars, or collaborations album, should I say, like can Cardi B with some new artists, Drake, I would love it to work with them legends from the 90s, like Brandy, like Toni Braxton, like Janet Jackson. I would eat that up.
I would. There's a lot of like I can't say I'm always obsessively like craving any of those, but I would always be here for, you know, Mariah and Brandy, Mariah and Toni, Mariah and Brandy, like, and because you know it's going to sound good. It's not always going to be like a Stone Groove smash hit wonder on the charts. It's not maybe going to be like a commercial moment. I want the commercial moments. Like go and play with Ariana, Cardi B, whatever. I think it would be some success in it, but I don't think it's going to be like all the, you know, for all the kids. It's going to be, you know, for us maybe. But I just know it would sound really good. Tyrone?
Like I will even like sitting up in my room by Brandy. I enjoy it. She's a very good singer and I like her, but I would never put on her like a Brandy album. Like Toni Braxton, I love. I would go and find a Toni Braxton album, but Brandy, she's not my favorite. That's all. But I appreciate she's very talented. Like very talented.
See, again with like Toni Braxton, I only really know "Unbreak My Heart" and I love it.
I can't listen to this conversation.
Okay, but guys,
Toni Braxton is everything.
I don't want NAYTH to get dragged. I'll say NAYTH's like the baby of the group, but actually, NAYTH, you're not a baby. Like you do know these singers, and you should know some of these discographies.
I've heard of them.
I've heard of them. Okay, I can't.
If you heard Toni Braxton,
but the thing,
okay,
I don't hate on anybody.
No, of course,
but
of course.
Thing is, when I was growing up,
right.
Maybe if I heard the song, I'd know it. But the only thing is that, like, when I was growing up.
I'm going to throw you, NAYTH, loads of links after this. I'm sure we'll do the same. We're going to throw you loads of links, and I think lots of things will click for you because you'll recognize different songs. I want to move on because we're going to be here for absolute maximum another 45 minutes. This first 45 minutes has already flown by. There's much to discuss. Moving on from the merch, something that is related to the merch, of course, is the Loverboy tee. That I think it's just fucking marketing genius that she is replicating that iconic tee t-shirt that she wore from that TRL moment. So it's by putting the t-shirt out, she's only going to be drawing like attention back to it. But I feel like she's got like a fuck it attitude because she's talked about it so openly in the memoir. So the memoir, and now this t-shirt and some other glitter merch, maybe the glitter 20th anniversary coming up with some more merch. Like, how do you guys feel about her attitude towards this moment now? Let's go over to NAYTH. What did you make of her with this Loverboy t-shirt and everything?
I bow down and sacrifice my life to her. I think that, you know, she's had her moments of relinquishing that era and like, no, but don't want to know anything about it. No, don't know glitter. But I think the fans or the lambs have kind of like remedied that for her. Like, she's like, no, like, I'm gonna own that time. And I think the memoir has really, I think you can tell just by the way she is now in interviews and things, that the memoir has been so cathartic to her. And, you know, it brings a tear to my eye to think that, like, it sounds really cheesy, but seeing her go through all the stuff, you know, with glitter and Tommy and Sony and J-Lo and whatever. I can't believe I just said her name. It's kind of like, it's like,
sorry.
She helps me think that it's going to be okay, and her releasing the Loverboy t-shirt just solidifies that to me.
Yeah. She's in a completely different place with it right now. Anyone else got anything they want to comment on this? I mean, it's such a hot topic for me. No, you're cool. Well,
I feel that recently Mariah has really changed the whole. Well, I don't know if it's just what we see publicly, but her attitude to everything has changed within the past few years, I'd say. Especially like the glitter moment, like she owned that. Like Mariah seems to, I feel that as a fan, Mariah seems to have an issue with something that doesn't do well successfully, so she tries to kind of turn her back on it. But I feel that recently she's kind of looking back on things differently. It probably is that she's gone through like doing her autobiography and stuff, but she's owning things that she wouldn't have done 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. Like I feel that now she's so much more open to looking at what the fans want, realizing, do you know what, this might not have done well commercially, but my fans love this, so I'm gonna own it. Even like a lot of things that she put on Twitter, like a lot of, I don't know her clips, like she kind of like references it, but doesn't reference what we all know that it actually means. Like she started to, I feel, to be so much more open, and that's what's been like, do you know what, hit the green light, go and do the merch now, go and do the things that she probably wouldn't have done 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, I love that freedom. She's just in a different place completely. I'm like just all about it. As soon as I saw that Loverboy t-shirt, I was like, I have to have that because I remember the TRL moment. You know, it's been 20 years and I remember it. I lived through it. And I think it's like a reclaiming of power. Like, take it and own it. And even Carson, you know, she says about doing like a clothing line, and then Carson's like, oh, so obviously this is the girls division. She's like, no, a guy could wear this. What's wrong with a guy wearing this? And now she's releasing it as a unisex t-shirt 20 years later. It's amazing. Tyrone, do you remember the TRL moment?
Remember, I joined 2005 Emancipation Media era.
You were, sorry, yeah, you were later.
Yeah, I was late. I was a bit late. But I love the fact that she's owning glitter. Like glitter is that's a masterpiece. Like the girls these days could never. Like glitter is one of my favorite albums. Like it's amazing. That gets to play at least once a week, sometimes twice. You know, like glitter is iconic.
I'm going to put up a few more comments. I'm really trying to listen as we go and moderate and keep up with the comments. This is a lot for me to do. I just want to say about this really quickly. Jason, we love Jason, and I'm going to go live on Instagram with Jason next week. We've been talking about it. the live editions are like the Hey Lamb like this is takes more organization. So Jason, I'm down for you coming on one time and we'll do a YouTube live. What happens with these, just so that everyone watching knows, I pre-invite the guests and we meet on camera before we go live, and we just, like today, some of the guys hadn't actually met each other before. They've been on different videos on my channel and different podcast episodes, so we get together, we have like a little chat in our little digital green room, and so it just needs to be pre-organized. But I'm down to have Jason on a live edition of Hey Lamb here on my YouTube channel sometime, and Jason and I should be going live some point in the coming week to talk more Mariah. I love Jason's energy and enthusiasm, and the same goes for all of you guys in the comments. Thank you to Henry M for the super chat. Love you guys for supporting the channel. If you want to do the same, you can look for the $ symbol underneath the chat window. You can leave a super chat or a super sticker, and it's just like a little digital tip, and it goes towards the running cost of the channel, because like this software that I'm doing this on right now costs me a few dollars and things like that. Right, let's catch up with some comments. I'm seeing some love for Tony Braxton, Mariah and Tony.
Excellent.
Let's put this question up on the screen and get some thoughts. Let me make that a little bit smaller so we're not covering Tyrone. We've lost Taz temporarily. Let's go back to a 4. Oh, I have to pull that question back on. See, this is what I mean, guys. I have to learn this software. Bear with. Okay. So, Brittany, question. Do you guys think Mariah could have another #1 with her next release, given the ageism and other issues that will face her? So that's a big question. Who wants to tackle that one first? Give me a little wave or something. Who wants to go? Go on, Will. I knew your finger would be up. Let's have Will, then Tyrone. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Listen, Mariah is, I don't want to say, like, desperate's the wrong word. Mariah wants to beat that record. Let's face it, Mariah wants that 20th #1. So if she has to collaborate with an artist that is guaranteed to get her playlisted on Spotify, maybe not the Ariana, because we know that was a whole different situation with the whole Spotify, like doing whatever they did because they did the Apple TV show. But if she used to do a track with Drake, Cardi B, somebody that's hot, that gets played on the radio all the time, that's guaranteed to get the top of the playlist, Mariah would do that to get that #1. And I think that if she has to do that, that's fair enough. She should do it and get that #1. Do I think she's going to get one on her own? Probably not, because of the way that the industry's working right now.
Yeah.
But that's nothing to discredit her. That's discrediting the industry, not her. So yeah, I think she can get another #1, but I don't think it wouldn't be a solo #1.
I think that's a good point. Let's go to Tyrone and then NAYTH, because this is this question, I'm happy to see it. It's something that I think we all talk about kind of like privately and like in DMs and whatever, but it's great to have it like in a public forum now, like on a live here. Tyrone, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Will. I don't think by herself she can. Maybe, but I think with someone else, like especially Drake and Card, I'm desperate for a Drake and Mariah collaboration. I think they would have amazing chemistry, like really good chemistry. And Cardi B, I wouldn't be mad if I didn't hear it, but I wouldn't be mad if I did. Like I wouldn't mind it, but I do think someone else with her will definitely push her up there, and she definitely does want it. She wants to be the top. She wants to be the best, and she is. Like,
yeah. I feel like she's, to get a 20th and 21st for me, then I'm like, then that's cool. Then go and do I've said this before, go and do like the pet projects, go and do the gospel album, go and do the jazz album. But for now, play with, Ariana, play with Cardi B, like whatever you want to do, because she has genuine fun being creative with people and collabing and stuff. So I feel like she's still kind of maybe a little bit quieter about it, but still ambitious towards getting a couple more #1s. NAYTH, I see you nodding along. How do you feel?
I consider myself to be like a realist lamb. Like, I love her to bits, and I agree with Will. Like, if she probably knows and has been told, if you want this 20th #1, you're going to have to, swallow your pride and, just collaborate with, as we've said, Cardi B or Drake or anything. I don't want her to collaborate with anybody that's going to be a bad influence on her, if you know what I mean. Like,
how do you mean by like bad influence? Do you mean like her changing her style, or
okay? No. Like, I'm completely up for, like, she can do whatever she wants. She's her own human being, you know. She's been told what to do too much. I just don't want her to, you know, like, get on a song like WAP. Like a WAP remix is a bit like, oh no. But something like, you know, like Drake, you know, she didn't he use the Can't Let Go sample, emotion sample?
Emotions, yeah.
So like,
and he's a huge fan.
She's already,
he's a huge
you know,
fan.
yeah, and he's already got his foot in the door with the sample. So I think that having somebody like Drake, like she hasn't collaborated commercially for a while. It's always been on like album cuts and stuff. So I don't really know what I'm trying to get at here, but I don't think she'll get another solo number one.
I don't think it'd be solo. I don't think it'd be solo now.
Because the only people that really get number ones are, you know, the Arianas and Cardi B and things, and it's like,
but even that is partnering, because a lot of Ariana's hits have been it's that combining of resources and fan bases, and like all of my gang will stream and all of your gang will stream and everything. So I don't feel like it's a Mariah thing. I think it's like a general thing. Maybe collabs are doing well.
I would love to see a collab with Lady Gaga.
Oh, okay, Lady Gaga, throwing that out there.
I
don't know how that would sound. I'm a bit nervous.
I mean, in an ideal world, I'd like that. But I don't even think Lady Gaga would get another number one, just because of how like streaming and things work. If you know what I mean. Like, I love Lady Gaga. Like, I'm definitely a monster. But, you know, the way the world is now, I just, you know, they don't make music like they do anymore. So...
Gaga just like had a number one like with Shallow, but I do actually think this is why a collabs album would be a really good idea commercially, because if you're like collaborating with all the hot artists at the minute, in terms of streaming as well, your song also appears on their Spotify. So if there's someone like, for example, Drake, who gets so many people streaming songs, Mariah will go onto his streaming page and her numbers will increase. So not financial, that's the wrong word, but commercially, it would be a very, very smart thing to do.
Yeah.
If she wants to have a hit album, it would. I feel like an album of collaborations with different artists, like your Bruno Mars, your Cardi B, even like the ones like we said, like Brandy, and like the old ones as well. Oh, Ed Sheeran. I can't see an Ed Sheeran working. I think Mariah will stick with artists in her lane.
I would love that.
I would be interested. I can't
stand Ed Sheeran, but if it gives her a number one.
I'm not personally a massive Ed Sheeran fan, just because it's someone that is really overplayed. I'm down for a duet album in principle, because she can just tick off loads of people that we all want her to work with. It's not going to, we can't then moan that it doesn't feel like a Mariah album, because it's not going to flow. It's not going to be like a journey. It's going to be random songs, and maybe skipping across several different genres. It's quite difficult for her to do one album of duets and go off in so many different directions, work with so many different people. It wouldn't feel very cohesive. So I'm down for it, but I wouldn't expect it to feel like a Mariah album. Like Caution was a vibe. You go into like a little Caution bubble and you go into what she created. I feel like a duet album could be all over the place, and that makes me a little bit nervous. But of course, I'm going to be down for a duet album, because she could announce a 12-track album. We've got 12 duets. And like, oh my God, that's amazing. And maybe one of them or two of them could be commercial moments. Speaking of potential albums, this has come up a couple of times in the comments. Let's address it briefly. Do we have any thoughts on what's going on with Chick? Do we care?
I'm not getting my hopes up for it.
It's less interesting for me, if I'm honest. Tyrone?
So
because like Mariah has like broken promises. Like, I'm not even gonna wish for it. If it comes, it comes. Like if she drops it, it drops it. I'm not gonna be like, I'm waiting for it, because I'm gonna get disappointed. Like, so I'm I'll wait. Okay. I can wait. I want an album now, but if she's like, I'm gonna wait another year for an album, I'm fine with that. She's given us enough. This last year She's given us a lot of material, so that ties me up for a couple.
If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. I think you and I are on a similar page. Will, how do you feel about the prospect of the Chick project?
So we know that she was doing something with, I forget her name, is it Millie Bob, whatever, she's off Stranger Things. And there's a lot of speculation that she was re-recording the songs with her for the Chick, or doing stuff that she was going to add vocally to what Mariah had previously already done. So I do feel that, like, if they've been in the studio recording that, I do feel like we are going to get something, but I don't think it's going to be a case of it's going to be the album that was previously released and we're just going to get it on streaming or something or whatever. I feel like it's going to be maybe a song or a couple of songs that she's done with Millie that they're going to like use. Maybe for Millie to launch Millie as a singer, or because she's going to want to move into that after actressing, because she said so many times, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. So maybe that might be her launch single, but it's like something off the Chick project. That might happen, I think.
NAYTH, what do you make of the Chick situation?
I'm down for it. If it doesn't come, I'm not really bothered. I just like, I think it's because it's something different. Like, we don't really have anything rocky. Would you class it as rock? It is rock, isn't it?
It's like alternative. Yeah, alternative, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't really have anything, rocky, apart from like Bring On the Heartache or You Need Me or something. But I would be, I'd be down for it.
Okay.
But I'm not mad if I don't get it.
I feel like it's not going to be...
I need to pop off for a minute.
Okay, yeah, I know you've got something to do. If you just want to mute yourself and go and do what you need to do, and then NAYTH will be back shortly. He did pre-warn me. I do have a 3-screen set up, but that might be fiddly. And NAYTH... Oh, hang on. Bear with. No, because he's set as the wrong guest. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Sorry. Trying to be cute with the graphics here. Ryan says Chick is as dead as MC30. You guys, I'm going to have to share my MC30 content on my channel. I've got album rating reviews, reaction videos. I'm sitting on about like 15 videos. I need to just give up the ghost with MC30. Yeah, I've just sat on them, Tyrone, and I need to put them out. But we will see. So I'm just looking at the comments again. We've got one from Leah here saying, what do you guys... Oh, cute cat. What do you guys think went wrong with the Caution era? The album was so good, but it barely had any impact. I don't think anything went wrong per se with Caution. She just moved back to Sony, and I feel like they wanted to put an album out. I feel like they snatched it from her before she was done, before she could make it her whole usual 14, 15 track thing with interludes, and she overworks and tries to make everything perfect, because that's what she does. She's a perfectionist and a workaholic, and they kind of saw, oh, that looks like an album, snatch, and they put it out because they wanted to get something out in 2018. And I'm actually quite happy they took it from her, because it felt a bit more like, not raw in a way, but just not overworked and like done. So I don't think the intention was necessarily to have a commercial moment. It was just to kind of like wipe the slate clean and get something that was critically well received. I don't know how you feel.
I agree.
Okay,
I wish they kept it for a couple of more months.
You wanted it to be worked on more?
Yeah, Caution is not one of my favorites. It's okay. I won't ever say, Alexa, play Caution, but I would never go to it. I know I love, but that's about it. Don't hate me, lad. It's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. It's not my favorite.
All right, so you would have liked her to work on it a bit more.
It reminds me of like a 2.0 charm bracelet. I put it in that kind of category. It's just not. I think her next album is going to be amazing. I think we're in for a treat. I think we're in for she's going to give us what we needed. Like, I'm waiting for the next one.
I want to hear from Will. I'm going to put up this comment from Ryan, because that kind of echoes a little bit of what you were saying there, Tyrone. It's almost like a transition moment, possibly. Will, what do you think about Caution? Was it a success, or did it need to be handled differently?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, it's funny that you put that about charm bracelet, because that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel that Caution was kind of a damage control album. I feel like that might be the wrong word, but I feel like that album was to put
Yeah, I get
out
it.
to show, do you know what, Mariah is still here, like she's still really talented. The last
Mhm.
album was kind of like a bit of a mishmash of sounds, but this is Mariah's sound. Like this is a through and through Mariah record. I actually love Me I Am, so I'm not dissing Me I Am at
Yeah,
all.
I would
But
take
I feel
Me
like
I Am. I would take that over Caution.
but I feel like Caution is more similar to like Butterfly, for example. And what's really interesting about the Charm Bracelet comment is I think they've got a very similar vibe. But what's also even more interesting is Charm Bracelet kind of reintroduced her fans to like her sound again after Glitter was kind of a bit different. But then she had the hit with Buster, which was like got her back on radio, and then she went into the Emancipation. So now it's kind of like a similar like history repeating, if you like, because we've
Yeah.
had Caution, which is, you know, going back to her original sound, which is what she'd be Charm Bracelet after Glitter, and then she's had this hit with Buster, which has actually been quite so. It's actually still building on. It's one of the songs that Mariah's getting played on radio the most for a long time. It's actually starting to really build on radio. So again, we've gone from having this kind of album like Charm Bracelet, we've had Caution, which is kind of reintroducing this sound. Then we've had this track with Buster, which is kind of like getting a lot of critical respect. It's getting her back on the radio. So leading up to the next album, it's kind of which obviously happened with Emancipation after Charm Bracelet. So it's kind of like history repeating. So hopefully we have an album that's just maybe not as successful as Emancipation, because that's like expecting too much. But maybe like it could be like history repeating in terms of what follows Charm Bracelet, what follows Caution.
Yeah.
If that all makes sense.
Has Where I
Definitely.
Belong been played in the UK?
Yeah.
Say again, Nath.
Where I Belong is
Has it been played in the UK? Because I haven't heard it on the radio at all. But then again, I don't really listen to the radio.
I'm
But
not
has it-
a radio
I haven't heard
listener.
anything about it.
no, not in the UK, definitely not. But in America, it's starting to get played on
Right.
like the not mainstream radio stations, but definitely the urban, and I think it's Rhythm and something else is getting played quite a lot. And that I think is her biggest radio play hit in a long time. So it's definitely getting a name back
Yeah.
out there. There's people that
Yeah.
probably wouldn't actually have been checking for Mariah, but they're saying, "Oh, Mariah's back with this song with Buster," who probably weren't even aware that Caution was released 2 years ago, because commercially it actually wasn't that big. So people are like, "Oh, Mariah and Buster have got a new song out." These two have kind of been off the radar for a bit, but obviously for us lambs they haven't. But for the general public that are hearing Mariah on the radio again.
One of my biggest bugbears with like the locals is that they use, every time I say about Mariah to somebody, they're like, "Oh, is she still making music? Or she hasn't released an album or a single for ages." And I'm like, yeah, she has. She had GTFO, she had this, she had that, and she had the number one. And I'm like, don't, just because you haven't heard from her doesn't mean like don't discredit my girl.
I think
Well, this is why the Buster is so important.
I think what you say, Will, is correct. It's only doing good. It's reminding people that she's out there, and although we knew the song is like 3 years old or whatever, it's cute, whatever. It's not doing any harm. I just want to get through some more comments, guys. So I just want to pull up this one from Davion Fleekstone. What are your favorite Mariah fashion moments throughout the years? Do you like the ensemble? I have done 2 videos on my channel entitled "Do You Like the Ensemble?" partnering with the Mariah Carey Closet Instagram account. They are amazing. The guy Alex behind that account in New York, I believe, is really fast. If Mariah goes on like with her vaccination videos, and he'll find the t-shirt she's wearing, he'll find the shades that she's wearing, and he'll have it up on his account within like 12 hours. And I've partnered with him a couple of times to take a collection of outfits. So we did Caution era and we did American Idol era, and I think we are doing Charm Bracelet next, or maybe it's Emancipation. So I like to do that. I actually want to try and get Alex to show his face and come on the podcast at some point, because it's a really good, for me, it's just it's a fun way to go back and revisit some of the eras. So I'm biased towards Caution because it's recent and because I did do a video on it, but Caution for me was like a big kind of like refresh moment, and there had been some dent into her public persona and like, her management and the social media situation. It was all feeling a bit icky, and Caution, I felt like, just kind of cleaned things up, and I felt like I loved her silhouettes, I loved her proportions, I loved her hair, I loved her makeup, I loved the dresses. looked good during Caution.
Yeah, she brought it on Caution era. Every one of my favorite looks, and sometimes I go back to it. When she performed The Distance on Jimmy Kimmel, that dress,
pink
and
off the
her
shoulder.
hair, I was like, yes, bitch, that work. Like she looked like a treat, like just an ice lolly, a pink ice lolly. She looks so. I just want to lick the bitch. Like she looks so good. Like honestly, she looks so good.
I think one of my favorite ensembles is. I know Oprah was there. Like it was during the Memoirs era, not the Memoir era, but the Memoirs era.
Yeah.
When she's got the really curly hair, she's wearing the black, and she's singing I Want to Know What Love Is. And she brings up the two.
It's like a jumpsuit, and she's got the big black belt, and that's again another off the shoulder number. Really curly hair, yeah.
Yeah, and I love the fact that she's been wearing her natural hair.
The hair for me was a bit off. it was cute.
Sometimes it looks off. But recently it hasn't been off. Like when she's been doing her live at home.
Well, I want to give you two a moment because go on, Tyrone.
That home performance, apart from the Vision of Love, she looked good. Her hair was popping, but the Vision of Love performance, off, not for me. Like it was giving me very much I Will Know What Love Is. Like that performance, it just wasn't right. It was just a bit. But hey, she was beautiful still. Mariah can have shit on her head.
You're entitled
I'll
to
still
your
say
opinion.
she's beautiful, so it don't matter.
I'm gonna remind NAYTH and the children watching that Tyrone knows his shit when it comes to hair and wigs. That's what he does for a living, and we had a detailed discussion. NAYTH has admitted he needs to actually catch up on the podcast. NAYTH hasn't been a guest on the Heyland podcast yet, but he's a big fan of the channel, big friend of the channel. But NAYTH, in Tyrone's episode. In Tyrone's episode, we focused on Mariah's hair, utilizing Tyrone's expert opinion, because he is a wig maker, and he educated me on Mariah's use of her wigs and natural hair and different looks. And we spoke about the Vision of Love, Close My Eyes, GMA, because something was off with her hair, and when he drew my attention to it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I totally see what you mean, but he's looking at it in a completely different perspective, because that's what he does as a living. So that was an interesting one. I never thought I'd have a podcast. I never ever thought I would host a podcast about Mariah's hair. Enter Tyrone. I loved it. It was brilliant. I loved it.
It was nice. It was nice. It was nice. She looked beautiful, so that's all that matters.
It was no hate. It was just you brought your expert eye to the conversation. Let's have a few more comments. Do you lambs think Mariah still needs to prove herself towards the new generation of people? I noticed the new generation doesn't really respect legends like Mariah. No. It's a little bit like having a conversation with a brick wall. Do you why even bother? I personally want her to do her. I know she still wants to have some commercial success, and I think she should have the Ariana Cardi B moments, whatever, go and do that, because we know it will be organic and authentic to her. I don't really worry too much about her having a complete and total sell out moment. People might raise an eyebrow sometimes with who she's going to collab with, but I don't feel like she'd ever do something just for the numbers. I still feel like she's got to feel satisfied she's creatively getting something from it. As long as she's happy, crack on. I think what Mariah still sells out concerts. She still sells out, so Mariah doesn't need something. It doesn't matter if her album does sells millions of blah. My girl's filling out stadiums still, so that's all that matters. She can still pull an audience, so she's still on top. In my head, listen, the younger generation. I'm gonna leave it there.
my opinion is that music today.
Go Nathan. Will. Sorry guys. I need to. This is my moderator hat. I need to use it. Sorry, Nathan.
So my opinion is that the charts today, back when I was younger, they just don't make it like that anymore. Like nowadays, it's all about gimmicks and becoming a sound on TikTok and things, and it's okay to use that sometimes. But for Mariah to just be I don't want her to come across as mutton dressed as lamb. Like, do you just be you, and don't try and when she tries too hard, she comes across as desperate, and she doesn't need to prove anybody wrong because she's already proved that she can write 99% of her number ones and 99.9% of her albums. Like, she doesn't. If she has to prove anybody wrong, I think she's lost, and I don't think she's better than that.
It's like, why do we care about her winning a game that she's not even interested in playing? Is kind of how I look at it.
Exactly.
I want to hear from Will on this. What is your take, Will?
Bye.
So I kind of feel there's been a shift on the general public's opinion in Mariah in the past 3 or 4 years. I think we're definitely at a different stage now than we were leading into Caution. And I think that one of the major improvements has been the fact that these younger artists have really started referencing Mariah as their idol, as the people look up to. Obviously, like, you've got Ariana, but even like the young ones like Ava Max, like all these younger singers, they keep saying, oh, Mariah's my idol. And for them to keep saying that online and for them to be tweeting out about it or everything, it makes the younger fans think, oh, if they like that artist, I need to go and check out that artist. And because it's been happening so much recently, I feel like it's been really beneficial to Mariah and her status and her legacy. And then on top of that, when we look at things like TikTok, Mariah's songs are constantly trending on TikTok. You've got Obsessed, you've got Fantasy, like We Belong Together. These songs are doing really, really well on TikTok, which is a younger generation. So they are going to listen to these songs and recognize them. I think when you've got, I always try to compare it to other artists. Like, I always think Mariah and Celine Dion are of the same era. Now, out of them two, as Celine Dion, is she having any interaction, or are the younger generation aware of her or music? No. I would say no. But are they aware of Mariah? Are they aware of her music? Do they know her songs? Are they likely to listen to her songs? I would say yes. I think there's been a massive change recently. And this is why I think the next album is going to be so different to Caution, because I feel that she's kind of turned things on its head. And her team are a massive, massive role to play in that. The way they've done her social media has been incredible. Whoever's in charge of Mariah's social media is like, we all need to like give them a raise, like give them our own money or something, because they have done wonders for Mariah, absolute wonders. And she's interacting with Shawn Mendes, she's interacting with these younger people that these like youngsters they listen, they pay attention. I do think that it's been a massive change recently. I think there's a lot of respect.
She's exposing herself.
I
think Mariah's. Go on, sorry.
No, go ahead, Tyrone.
I was about to say, I think Mariah's generation, so Mariah, Celine, and Whitney, they're the last generation where people say, like in nowadays, people say, oh, I want to sing like Mariah, I want to sing like Whitney. You don't really hear, I want to sing like Beyonce, I want to sing like Ariana Grande. Beyonce will say, I want to sing like Mariah. Ariana Grande will say, Mariah is my inspiration. Like, no one, past in like 90s onwards, I think Mariah, Whitney, and Celine, they're the last ones that people aspire to sing like. Like, you don't hear, I want to sing like Beyonce. Do you know what I mean? Like, people aspire to be like Mariah, Whitney, and them. So Mariah's, she's gonna.
You can tell you're not on Twitter, because if you go on Twitter, people say, I want to sing like Beyonce, definitely over Mariah. Like,
really?
It is definitely a generation thing. 100%.
That's crazy.
100%.
And it's not like a music thing, but like just in general, the gaps in generations get like smaller and smaller. Technology moves so fast that, you know, you feel like pushed out of the next generation like quicker and quicker and quicker. So yeah, I think I do feel that on Twitter a lot. I'm still going to try and recruit Tyrone to Twitter for when we need those wars.
No, I was speaking to my friend yesterday. And he's like, Twitter is like terrible for like negativity. So I think I'll get too angry, because if I hit anything bad towards Mariah, it will get. I'd rather stay off it.
Guys, we're
really
gonna
shocked to hear about Ava Max.
You could hit shocked to hear what? Sorry, Nath.
So Ava Max was being interviewed by somebody, Kelly Clarkson, and she was saying that Mariah was a big influence, and I was really shocked to hear that because Ava is really young. Like she was, I think she was born in like 2001. Like she was really young, and to hear, to hear that from somebody really young is good.
Dua Lipa said it as well.
Okay,
like
yeah.
a lot of these young current artists have said it. There's a lot of them like they seem to. I feel like it's more credibility to them if they're seeing someone like Mariah. It's like,
I didn't know Dua Lipa said
these
that.
people. Yeah, Dua Lipa said it as well. Rita Ora, obviously, like she's questionable about everything, but there's a lot of young artists. I think that it sounds more credible for them as a singer to say that someone like Mariah has inspired them. So I feel like it has a knock-on effect.
Guys, we're starting to run a little bit low on time, so I'm just going to move things on. We're going to be about another 10 minutes, guys, max. But here's a great suggestion from someone in the comments, Ryan, who I have fun with on social media. Can we all drop our Instas in here so we can all connect? I love that. I see some familiar names and faces popping up in the chat, which I love. So some of you already done so, but feel free to drop your handles in the live chat. And if you're on Twitter as well, some people do Insta and Twitter, some people have both but a bit more active on one or the other. So yeah, whatever you are on, Insta or Twitter, then go ahead and connect with each other on there. I think I've actually got my shit together with this live stream. I've already preset it so that you can go back and look at this, the live chat. So people that have missed this live stream live, it will appear on my channel if I've got everything with the settings correct, and I think the live chat should be there as well, so it will still appear. Guys, we're not recording this because this is like a slightly messy, we're all talking over each other, I had technical issues at the beginning, live version of the podcast, but it is a version of the podcast, so of course that means we have to play a round of pin, spin or bin. So if you listen to the Heyland podcast out every Friday, then you know that with all of my guests, each episode we do spin, pin or bin. So I have randomly selected 3 Mariah songs using an auto generator on my phone. So we have 3 Mariah songs and you have to allocate 1 to spin, 1 to pin and 1 to bin. Spin is love it, keep it, play it now. Bin is you got to throw it away and you never get to hear it again. And then pin is kind of in the middle. You're not spinning it, but you're not going to bin it. It's like, maybe for another day, put a pin in it for now, okay? So I think to make it a little bit easier, there we go. So we're going to play spin, pin or bin. Those are the rules. And just to make it a little bit easier so I can put the song names up on the screen, I did pre-select these just before we went live, so the guys don't know what they are, but I did use my autumn generator on my phone. So I'm going to put them up on the screen and I'm going to go round. I'm going to start with NAYTH, then go to Tyrone, then go Will, finish with me. We're going to go round and I'm going to ask you guys, what are you going to spin, pin or bin? And I want to catch up with you guys in the comments, so we're all going to play together. Are we ready? Spin, pin or bin, and here are the choices. So the 3 randomly selected songs today are Portrait, I Only Wanted, and All in Your Mind. So of those 3 songs, you've got to pick 1 to spin, 1 to pin, and 1 to bin. So I suggested we start with NAYTH, but let's get maybe like a thumbs up from him if he's ready to go first. If not, we'll go elsewhere. I think NAYTH is ready. So NAYTH, I think you're on mute at the moment. I think you've muted yourself while you were just talking to somebody. If you want to unmute yourself, you can tell us, what are you going to spin, pin or bin? NAYTH, I've got you on mute. Let's go to... and we've lost Tyrone. Will, are you still with me? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm losing people. Okay, I am losing people. Let me get. Oh, I'm dropping. Is it me? Let's get Tyrone in. Hey, Will, can you hear me?
Sorry, did I cut out?
I feel like I've had an issue because I'm losing everybody.
Hello, I'm so sorry.
No, I feel like it's me. I need to look at the comments. I think something's gone wrong. Guys, in the comments, if this is still working for you, can you let me know? Because I lost everybody. I lost NAYTH, Will, and Tyrone, everybody. So welcome back, NAYTH. I think I've had an issue. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments because I lost all of you in turn. So everyone's playing Spin, Pin, or Bin without us in the comments.
What was the song?
I don't know what the songs are.
Oh, okay. So we did have an issue there, guys. I'm watching the comments. Let me know if we're still good. But these are the songs: Portrait, I Only Wanted, and All in Your Mind. I'm gonna come to NAYTH first in just a second. So Portrait, I Only Wanted, and All in Your Mind. We've got a quick minute each to give our answers. So NAYTH, what are your choices?
So I have to go with Portrait for Spin.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, Portrait to Spin. I can hear NAYTH. Now I can't. Oh my goodness, I'm losing people. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on here. I keep losing people. Tyrone, have I got you, Tyrone?
I think I know why. It's when you skip to that picture. It cuts. It makes it does something with the connection. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stay on this picture. Apparently, something's happening if I'm changing the graphics, and it shouldn't be happening. Okay, let's stay here. NAYTH, you're gonna spin Portrait.
So I'm gonna spin Portrait just because that song, it just speaks to my soul. Like that is the soundtrack to my life. It's the portrait of my life. I would. What's the next one? Pin. I Only Wanted, because just that it's again my life, and I would painfully bin All in Your Mind, even though I bloody love that song so much. But the whistles in it are phenomenal. But anyway,
okay, cool. Thank you.
I'm trying not to think too much about it.
Tyrone, what are your choices? Portrait, I Only Wanted, All in Your Mind.
This is easy for me. All in Your Mind's going in the candy bin. Not for me. All I Wanted. That is like a version of Mile. It reminds me a bit like that. So that will be one to keep. Okay. And I'd have to spin Portrait. No, I would every now and then I'll play the Portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as Nathan. But All in My Mind, I can never hear that again. I'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you for coming. I think what we worked out was when I was changing graphics, for some reason it was kicking you guys out or something. So I'm staying like this now until we wrap up in 5 minutes. But do you have your choices for Spin, Pin, and Bin?
So I would spin. So I was off. So I only heard Portrait and All in Your Mind. What was the one? Sorry.
I Only Wanted.
I Only Wanted. Oh, right, okay. I would spin I Only Wanted. I really like that one.
Okay.
I would pin All in Your Mind, and I'm sorry to say this, but I would bin Portrait. Although I do love the lyrics, I prefer the other two. I'm sorry. I know that's so bad. Because the last track on Mariah's album is always so important as well, but I just feel like out of the three of them, it's the one that I listen to the least.
You know, Portrait for me, I felt a bit almost awkward about it at the time because I was like, oh no, please don't try and do another Petals. Please don't try and do another Looking In or something. Because I was a little bit, I sat with it and I wasn't very comfortable, but it had to really grow on me. But you know what? A lot of caution had to grow on me. But sat here now, like what, 2.5 years on, whatever, my spin is Portrait. I will happily put it on a playlist with Close My Eyes and Petals and Looking In. It's its own moment and I do connect with it. I understand what she's saying and where she's at. So my spin is Portrait. My pin is All in Your Mind. I just feel so nostalgic with MC30, which is soon to be MC31 as of next month. And I'm going to bin I Only Wanted. And Gia, if Gia is still with me, I know she's going to feel me. That freaking water droplet throughout the whole song, just takes at least one full mark off my rating of that song. I would love to hear a version of I Only Wanted without that bloop, bloop, bloop throughout. I just can't with that.
I love that.
No, I can't. I can't. So that would be...
I get what you meant about Portrait.
Like, did it have to grow on you as well?
I got what you meant. No, I got what you meant about Caution.
Yeah, same.
But Portrait,
Okay.
the second I heard that song, I fell in love with it. I remember I was on the train going to somebody who I used to know. And on the way there, I listened to Caution and I was reading the lyrics. And then Portrait came on and I bawled my eyes out on the train. Like, I was a mess. And I was just like, Mariah has a... Sorry?
No, I was nodding and agreeing with you. Lyrically, yeah,
sorry.
definitely.
Lyrically, she has like a way of words, and she always brings out a song that I need at that time. Like, she did it with Portrait. Even with, like, I remember when this... I'm going on a tangent, I'll stop. But I just bloody love the woman. I'd eat her if I could. But not in that way.
Oh my
not
gosh.
in that way at all.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up.
Brian.
We're coming to the end of our 90-minute live stream. I don't have everyone's socials to put on screen. It was a bit of a scramble to get this cute little graphic for this, setup. Next time I'll have everyone's Instas and Twitters up on the screen. So let's just quickly go around and let's let everyone know where they can follow you. So Will below me from Manchester. Will is on episode... Oh my God, I'm going to check my... Episode 3? 2 or 3? 3. Episode 3 of my podcast.
It was the third one.
Thank you. And yesterday's one. So Will is like the guy I go to for like chart geeking out moments, because Will still reminds me and educates me. So yeah, if you want to, I've got any questions about charts or like music industry, go and connect with Will. So Will, let everyone know where they can find you online.
Yeah, I am a bit of a chart geek, I have to say. So my Twitter is this_is_will_, very long-winded, I know. And my Instagram is will.m1.
Perfect. Thank you. And Will was on yesterday's episode 8 of the podcast with Tyrone next to him there on the bottom row. And Tyrone was also on episode 5 talking about Mariah's hair and wig game, because Tyrone makes professional level wigs. That's what he does full time. Tyrone, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast and on the live version. Let everyone know how they can connect with you, because you're on Instagram twice.
I am. So you can find me on Instagram at Tyrone Story. That's my personal Instagram, or my business Instagram at Baldy Locks Wigs, where you can check out some wigs. The majority of my wigs are inspired by Mariah's hair, so the curls and everything, it's all Mariah.
And if they follow your Baldy Locks Wigs, there's a lot of strong like wig game going on. There's a lot of Mariah in the background. Sometimes there's some Mariah lip sync for your life.
The majority, when I get the chance, if there's a mirror, bitch, I mix lip syncing for my fucking life. Like, yeah. Listen, when I have that wig on, I think I'm Mariah. I've got a wig called Mariah, so go and check her out.
If you want a good Mariah lip sync in a good head of hair, go and follow Tyrone on Instagram. It's fucking amazing. And NAYTH, this was NAYTH's debut to the Hey Lamb podcast. So yeah, you had a live debut. So welcome to Hey Lamb. I'm going to get you on a regular edition of the podcast very soon. We will pick a topic and pick a date and get that in the diary. But you've been on the channel so much, most notably for the Lamb versus Lamb quiz series, of which I think we still have one more in the tank. We've got that one that Michael made for us, and I've got a feeling, without checking my records, that's next to go out on my schedule. I haven't edited it yet. That's a little project for me to do in the next couple of days. So I think NAYTH is coming onto my channel again on Tuesday with a quiz that we filmed a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago. So that'll be coming out. NAYTH, let everyone know where they can follow you online.
So Ryan on here said that I'm a little bit of a diva, and I think my handle does come across as a little bit of a diva. So you can find me on everything: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I am Nath Moore. Nath is spelled with a Y, Nayth.
Thank you. And we had Taz, like last one in, first one out. Taz was not like a regularly scheduled guest for today. He said he'd try and make it, but he had some technical issues. So he has sent me a private message, say sorry and hope he didn't interrupt. I was like, no, you had some technical issues. Hey, we've had technical issues throughout, but we've made it happen. But just to give Taz a shout out, Taz is like queen of Mariah social media. If you're on Instagram and you're not following Taz, it's Taz Conway. And Taz is very active on Twitter as well. So if you're on Twitter, it's Taz Irish Lamb. So love to Taz. Go and follow him. And I'll keep it simple. I am Treacle Tots on Instagram and on Twitter. And what I will do is I'll make sure that everyone's socials are linked in the description below once this uploads to my YouTube channel after we all say goodbye. Guests, what we're going to do in a second is we'll just say our goodbyes. I'll put up my end screen, and if you can then all mute yourselves and hang up as you wish. Okay. But thank you everyone for joining me. It's been a really fun couple of hours. We had a little chit chat and a little drink before we went live, and this live has been fun. So thank you everyone for being on the podcast and for being here for the live edition. It's been lots of fun.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone for joining us in the comments. I'm sorry we didn't get through like everything. I've really been trying to do my best to keep an eye out, but there have been so many comments. I tried to pull up as many as we could on screen. I'm going to try and do one of these once a month. I will be going live on my Instagram with Jason Carter hopefully next week. He and I want to chat a little bit about the memoir. And I've also promised previously that I'm going to do a live quiz here on my YouTube channel. So Nathan and I have been playing quizzes in pre-recorded videos, but I want to do something where maybe I'll be the quiz master for a change, and I'll sit here on screen with a couple of lambs and I'll ask the questions, and then all of you guys in the comments can play along as well. So look out for more Hey Lamb lives coming out on my channel, and also a live version of a quiz. Okay guys, thank you very much, and hey, I'll see all of you on social media. So thank you once again. Cheers, thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you. Cheers everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.